Hey guys, it's Maria again. Welcome to my health channel, my Heal Thyself channel, Apple Diaries channel, applediaries.com. It's my website. Anyways, this is part 2 of a 2-part video series that I'm creating to send over to clients that I begin working with. It's just 16 transitional steps to take towards healing to get you started. So I've already done the first 8 points in the previous video, and now I'm on point number 9. So point number 9 is to learn what disease truly is, how it originates and builds, learn that we as a species truly suffer from one disease. One fundamental cause, which is our acid-forming complex diets, really, and environmental, of course, but our diets really are what we bring within is what creates our physiology. So each manifestation within each person leads to separate disease symptoms, which confuse medical professionals. They've gone so far as to name each symptom that humans suffer with and come to them with as separate disease names. And this is a diversion from the truth. It overcomplicates the matter, and no matter what disease condition you suffer from or disease name that they give you, you need to realize that the protocol to get well is to rid the body of internal impurities, the acids, the toxins, the mucus, the parasites, and to get into a hydrating, cleansing diet. So just learn what disease truly is, because what we've been taught the disease is that it attacks you from an outside source, or that it's genetic and it's incurable. All this is incorrect, okay? Number 10, we need to set realistic goals. Prepare your mind. The idea is to eat a transition diet to prepare the body for fruits. 6 months is a reasonable amount of time, I think, depending on your individual condition, really. When we decide where we want to go with our mind, our bodies will get there in time as we prepare our minds. Transitioning the body over the next few months through diet prepares the mind for the vital step towards an all-fruit diet for healing. Some transition mucusless foods include raw fruits. We've got steamed or cooked fruits, raw veggies, steamed or baked veggies, baked squash, baked sweet potato, yams, wild rice, fresh fruit juices, leafy green salads, herbs, etc. I'll provide a list of transitional foods, mucus-forming foods, and recipes so you'll have an idea of what you can eat. I'm even going to create shopping lists as well soon, so I'm working on a lot of different things here. So we eat a transition diet because from all of the foods available to us today, the above listed foods, or the foods I just explained, leave the least amount of residues and mucus build up within the body. And that's what we want. And the idea is to eliminate mucus and not to introduce it within our bodies. So for the first 6 months of a transition diet, we want to focus on elimination more than anything. We want to move waste along. We want to create better waste, so to speak, and that's through the transitional foods. And then eventually we get over to the fruit level for a deeper healing and detoxification experience. Number 11 is to realize that it is perfectly normal for the first few weeks or months to feel insatiably hungry. I can never say that word very well. And to feel the urge to eat everything. I went through this. It was crazy. When I first took myself off meat, eggs, dairy, and grains, which I did literally overnight, I didn't transition off those foods. I just cut them all out overnight. I was into the nut butters for the first couple months. I always knew I'd let them go, so I didn't, beat myself up over it. I had these insatiable cravings, and that's what helped curb my craving. I would literally, have a little spoonful of nut butter, raw almond butter or toasted almond butter. Anyways, so we just have to allow our body to go through this process Eat large meals, satisfy yourself on healthier foods. That's the key. You don't want to feel like you're lacking or you're restricted or anything when you first transition off these foods. You want to feel satisfied. And the opposite applies as well. If you don't feel hungry, don't eat. Don't force yourself to eat. If you don't feel hungry, that's your body sending you clear signals that it needs some rest. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? Like I see a lot of parents, they'll be forcing their kids to eat when they're sick, or people forcing themselves to eat when they just don't feel like it because they feel like they need to. No, they don't. You do not need to eat. Skipping meals is part of a healthy diet. So don't force yourself to eat if your body isn't, you know, all for it. You know, you want to be eating when you feel like eating. You want to enjoy that meal to the highest degree because that's what's going to promote health within the body. What are we on? Number 12, get an iridology reading. I do these iridology readings so that you can see where your encumbrances are within, what organs and glands need strengthening, or what organs and glands are weak or in a poor state, I guess you could say. And an iridology reading is a very useful tool. It's in order to document your journey. So if we get an iridology reading right at the beginning of your journey here, you can document, you know, we'll do another one in say 9 to 12 months, and we can take a look at the improvements within your iris. It's good for documenting color changes. So it's really good to document your journey. So I fully encourage you to document your journey. Take photos, measurements, write down your weights, etc. And start a journal even, or write down each day what meals you're eating, what detoxification symptoms you've been experiencing, and your accomplishments. I think that's, you know, it really helps to stay on track. Number 13 is to add this list to your fridge as a reminder of how vital our diets are for our health, because our diets are everything. Our parasites, fungus, etc. all want to thrive, and as we clean up our inner terrain and detoxify or let go, these organisms, these living organisms, combined with societal pressures, family pressures, will cast doubt onto this process. You will doubt this process, I guarantee it. Sure, it feels fresh and new right now, and like you can take on the world, but as you get into it, and you realize that it's not only months, but, you know, years even possibly, doubt will come in at times, and that doubt casts a shadow so dark, and if you don't have a way of pulling yourself back out of that, it can take you to some places where some people never, you know, climb back out of it or recover, and they go on to other things like eating meat again and never experiencing remedy for their health issues. So believe it or not, our diets can be a slow form of poison or slowly build health. It's one way or the other. It cannot be both. It cannot be both. So our diets either hydrate or dehydrate. Our diets are either acid forming or they're alkaline forming. What we eat, breathe, put on our skin determines who we are and what we are made of. So please do not forget this point. And that's why I suggest putting these 16 points in your fridge. I'm on number 14 now. If you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts, contact me anytime. I've been through this processes. I've healed serious health issues myself, such as depression, anxiety, frequent migraine headaches from hell, chronic fatigue, just tired and just lack of energy, motivation, cysts. I had cysts all over my body. Those take a long time, but they slowly disappear over time with the correct hydrating, astringent, cleansing diet of fruits. I had cavities. I had a little cavity I healed. I had some serious issues with my teeth, but I stuck through it. I avoided the dentists. I went through a week of serious jaw and gum pain and inflammation, but I just stuck through it. I trusted in the process. That's one of the points. And I came through it, and wow, am I ever glad I did. I also had chronic leg pain from childhood, which was calcium loss, my parathyroid. Doctors told me I'd be on pain medications. Nerve specialists told me I'd be on pain medications for my entire life, which I proved them wrong. I had acne, dry scalp, excessive weight, chronic nail biting, insomnia, etc. So many things. So, you know, I've come a long way, and I'm not saying I'm fully healed. I still have a ways to go. But to have healed all those issues so far and more, oh wow. Do I ever feel better than I did in my 20s? And I'm 40, by the way. I'm almost 41. And 40's the new 20 now in my eyes. Okay, number 15. Healing takes time, patience, and understanding. Our health issues did not appear overnight, and they slowly build over time with each bite of acid-forming foods until symptoms suddenly appear and urging us to change. That's what symptoms are. They're messages. They're messages from nature, messages from our body, and we need to learn how to interpret them because the medical system hasn't learned how to interpret them for us. Symptoms are warning signals that our current lifestyle is not health promoting. Expect healing to take a couple years, okay? This is no quick fix. And if you feel this is a long time, realize that it is not long when considering how many more years it took to develop your issues in the first place. And here we are, number 16, last point, and I hope this helps out. One of the most important health tips that I can offer is to incorporate intermittent fasting into your routine. So short digestive rests, whatever you can give your body. I started out, with just 12 hours, worked my way up to 16. Now I'm at 20 hours. This is years down the road, right? So my eating window sometimes is only within a 4-hour span in the day, but that's something you work up to. In the beginning, you can just push your breakfast back as late as you can until you feel like you really want to eat or drink, or finish dinner, and instead of having any snacks later on after dinner, just cut it off. Initiate a bit of willpower. This journey does take a little bit of willpower, but boy, is it ever worth it. And intermittent fasting gives our digestive system periodic breaks so the body can heal. We are conditioned to eat several large meals a day, and this can be difficult on our digestive and the whole body, and it's actually harmful advice to eat 3 big meals a day. It really is, in my opinion. So start out with just, if you eat 3 meals a day, just start eating 2 meals a day. If you're a 2 meal a day already kind of person with snacks, just try cutting out some of the snacks or keeping your eating windows in smaller periods. Push breakfast back, I already said that. And you'll find over time this practice of intermittent fasting gets easier and easier. So it takes time, and this is what a transition diet is all about, people. Like, we just, we slowly work it. We slowly improve ourselves. We slowly get better and better and better. Nothing happens overnight. And this is why it's so important with creating a lifestyle as opposed to a strict diet, because we don't want to be on a strict diet. I mean, I don't feel like I'm on a strict diet. I can eat whenever I want and however much I want, and I can eat whatever I want. I choose to eat foods that promote health, because after experiencing my symptoms alleviating and healing symptoms that bothered me for so long, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to feel bad. So, and I'm in love with the foods I eat now. And if you don't have, the love for the foods, like say the fruits or the veggies at this time, try short fasting and then break your fast with those foods, and wow, do you ever appreciate them and how good they are. Anyways, I've rambled enough. I hope these 16 points help to get you started on your journey. And please like, share, and subscribe so I can be inspired to make more videos. And happy healing, everyone.